All right, today we've got a real crypto detective story for you. We're calling this one The Case of the Frozen Wallet.
Okay, just picture this for a second. Your entire business, everything, runs on crypto. All your operational funds, payroll, paying suppliers, you name it. It's all sitting in a stablecoin wallet. Then one morning you wake up and poof, it's just gone, frozen. No access, no warning. Seriously, what do you even do? And look, this isn't some made-up scenario. This is a true story. It happened to a real client. Their main hot wallet, packed with stablecoins, was suddenly blacklisted by Tether. And the craziest part? They had absolutely no clue why. All they knew was that their entire business had just slammed to a dead stop. So, let's dive right into the heart of this crisis. We'll start at the very beginning, the moment that wallet got blacklisted, and the absolute chaos that followed. Yeah, the fallout was, it was instant, and it was bad. First off, all their operational cash was totally inaccessible. Then you've got this massive hit to their reputation. How do you even begin to explain to your partners and your most important users that your funds are frozen? And on top of all that, it just opened up this huge can of worms with compliance. And this is where things get really interesting, because it points to a major gap in the tools most people use. See, the client ran all the standard blockchain analytics. The tools could tell them what happened. Yep, your wallet is tainted. But they were completely silent on the one question that mattered. Why? So, to get to the bottom of the why, we first have to understand the how. How do the bad guys actually hide their tracks on the blockchain? It's time to follow the money. Okay, so the trail started with a pretty classic move, a theft, specifically an account takeover at a major exchange. But from there, things get messy. In the second step, the goal is to obscure everything. The criminals threw the kitchen sink at this. Cross-chain swaps, bridges, instant exchanges. Think of it like a high-tech digital shell game designed to confuse anyone trying to follow. And then, the final step, the deposit. A VIP user, probably with no idea what they were doing, deposits these now tainted funds right into our client's wallet.
So that's the million-dollar question, right? How in the world do you trace money that is specifically designed to be untraceable? When every single move is calculated to break the chain of evidence, how do you even begin to piece it all back together?
And this is the point in the story where the cavalry arrives. Stuck without any answers, the client made a call to a team of specialists. Chainlabs Investigations.
So, who are these guys? Well, Chainlabs Investigations is a forensics firm that pretty much lives and breathes this kind of chaos. Their whole world is tracing stolen crypto. They're basically the team you call when the off-the-shelf tools just can't cut it. And they don't just jump in randomly. They have a process. First, they verify the blacklist, confirming everything with Tether directly. Then comes the real nitty-gritty work, painstakingly tracing every single transaction. From there, they zero in on identifying the original source of the funds, gathering crucial context from their own intelligence network. And finally, they deliver a clear guide on how to mitigate the risk and recover. It's a proper, step-by-step forensic investigation.
All right, now we get to the good part, the breakthrough. This is where the investigators at Chainlabs start to peel back all those layers of digital misdirection to find the truth.
It was like following a trail of digital breadcrumbs, but backwards. The investigators jumped from one blockchain to another. They unwound those confusing swaps. They navigated the bridges. They were essentially rewinding the tape, reversing the entire laundering scheme one step at a time.
And there it is, the aha moment. The root cause had nothing to do with the client. It was all traced back to that very first theft, the one that was reported by a big exchange. That report is what set off Tether's automatic blacklist. Our client was just the unlucky person at the end of a very long, very dirty chain of transactions.
So, how long do you think all this complex digital detective work took? Less than 2 hours.
Let me just repeat that, less than 2 hours. And to be crystal clear, that wasn't just to figure out what happened. That was to deliver a complete operational recovery strategy. That kind of speed is literally the difference between a bad day and a business-ending disaster.
So, what did all that speed and clarity actually get the client in the end? Let's break down the final results. Okay, this really lays it all out. First, they got clarity. They finally understood why their wallet was frozen. Next, they got evidence, a full end-to-end map of the money laundering trail, which is absolutely critical. That evidence gave them what they needed to create an action plan and make the smart call to move their operations to a new, clean wallet. And, maybe most importantly, this whole process massively cut down their long-term compliance and reputational risks.
So you might be wondering, what's the secret sauce here? Well, it was a mix of things. It wasn't just about having some fancy software. Chainlab's investigations paired their high-tech, on-chain tracing tools with something you just can't get from a public block explorer: confidential intelligence from actual human sources.
And this quote really sums it all up perfectly. This whole case shows it's possible to uncover the real root causes, the stuff that most of the standard blockchain tools just can't explain. It's about digging deeper than the raw data to find out what's really going on.
Which brings us to a really interesting question to chew on. In this world of decentralized finance that we're all so excited about, what's the real value of having this kind of specialized, almost centralized intelligence? In a system that's built to be trustless, maybe, just maybe, knowing exactly who to trust is the most valuable thing you can have.